here's Brody Brazil.
So here we are again. It's another day and another great opportunity to promote the tremendous work they're doing over on the BrooksGate Twitter account. Usually all of this is baseball focused, it's baseball centric, it's stats, it's information, it's interesting insights, and the way it's presented, I think, is flawless. Easy to understand, easy to digest and share, especially on social media. So BrooksGate, keep up the absolutely tremendous work. But what they've done here is actually used baseball and compared it to football and basketball by taking every NFL, MLB, and NBA stadium / ballpark / arena, and they've ranked them. How have they done that? Well, they're using the average review rating from Yelp, from Google, from TripAdvisor, and from Facebook. Now, you can already imagine being a hockey guy. My one little gripe / criticism here would be I would have loved to have seen the NHL get included here, just for fun, just for kicks. But that's not included. It's not part of that. Some of the arenas are obviously NBA / NHL, so we will get them included, but someplace like SAP Center in San Jose, I would have loved to have seen where that ranks because I have a feeling it's pretty good, but it's just not part of the research done here by BrooksGate. Other than that, great job, BrooksGate. Keep it up. Okay, 1 through 90, and being a Northern California person, I mean, something immediately stood out to me right away. And Oracle Park ranked 5th out of 90. And I apologize. I know probably on your phone, this screen is very tiny. You're going to have to squint and look in a bunch. I'll try and make it obvious where things stand. Oracle Park is 5th out of 90, but look at everything else here in Northern California. Chase Center, it's less than 10 years old. It's right on the waterfront in San Francisco. It's beautiful. I haven't heard any complaints about it. It's 83 out of 90. You go down a couple more, Golden One Center up in Sacramento. A lot of people love G1C. 86 out of 90. Right behind that at 87, Levi's Stadium, which I realize, ingress, egress-wise, traffic-wise, shade-wise, the lack of shade on those eastern stands with the sun beating down when it sets. I get it. Like, there are some criticisms, but 87 out of 90? And then it's interesting that Allegiant Stadium, where the Raiders moved to from the Oakland Coliseum, is only one better than the Oakland Coliseum. Now, the Coliseum at 89 out of 90, I suppose I understand. But the Coliseum and its sister stadium, Tropicana Field out in St. Pete, they're always the 1-2 punch of the worst two baseball stadiums. Where's the Trop? I don't even see it on here. I'll actually have to go search for that in just a second. But I found that interesting right away. Again, being from Northern California, looking at the venues, Oracle Park makes a lot of sense where that's at. That's kind of where I would have pegged it, no questions asked. But I mean, how about this? Also, California is getting a lot of negative bias here. The Intuit Dome, that's not even done yet. It's like a $2 billion venue. Have you seen the Halo screen they've got inside? How could it even have a negative rating yet? That's 84 out of 90. And then SoFi Stadium, which has already hosted a Super Bowl, a ton of great events. It looks fabulous. I haven't been there yet. 85 out of 90. But I digress. So let me just say that not all of this is probably necessarily perfect or entirely accurate. And I guess that's the nature of a Yelp rating or a TripAdvisor rating. You normally only complain when something is wrong. But it is interesting to see here, Lambeau Field checks in at number 1. Now, Lambeau Field has a ton of history, and I'm sure the experience of attending a Packers game, which that franchise is privately held, very cool. What's the bias there? What sets Lambeau Field apart from, and this is also interesting, PNC Park, Camden Yards, Busch Stadium is 4 out of 90. Busch Stadium is the 3rd best baseball stadium here on the list. I'm sorry, it's not bad, but I wouldn't have it there. PNC Park and Camden Yards, tremendous. I think Oracle Park's actually better than PNC Park. It was kind of the original waterfront, hit it in the river or hit it in the cove type ballpark. So I take a little bit of exception to PNC Park being ahead. Camden Yards was the original throwback. It definitely deserves to be up there. Lumen Field, home of the Seahawks. Okay, good fan environment, good location. Are there any extra special amenities about that stadium, that former CenturyLink, that make it 6th out of 90? Like, that's a curious one to me. Here, I'll clear the screen to try and get away from the clutter here. Then you've got Fenway and Wrigley, which of course make a ton of sense. They are the legacy ballparks of Major League Baseball. So it's interesting. A lot of baseball parks, only Lambeau here at the very top, and Lumen Field. So you don't get a lot of football at the very top. Target Field checks in at number 10. Okay, that's a good Major League ballpark. It's new. It's got a lot of amenities in a very tight space. I get that one. But then how about American Family Field, home of the Brewers? The Brewers literally just asked for, I think, $500 million from the county as well as, I think it's the state of Wisconsin, for improvements. The ballpark is falling apart. It needs upgrades. How could that, American Family Field, which is not highly regarded, how could that be 11th here out of 90? Progressive Field in Cleveland, home of the Guardians. They just did a ton of work to fix up that place. It hasn't been that great. Speaking of Great American Ballpark, checking in at 13, Citizens Bank at 14. Honestly, I've been there. That's just an average venue. It's fine. It's not bad. I'm not saying that. If you're from Philly, don't take this personal. But honestly, Coors Field is better than all of those. And then you get into the football stadiums here in Pittsburgh and Indy. I mean, Petco Park. Come on, we got to get Petco Park way up here. Petco Park and Citi Field right behind it is fine, but Chase Field? You got to be kidding me. Chase Field is ahead of T-Mobile Park up in Seattle? I've been to both. There's no way that is how it actually is. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, home of the Falcons in Atlanta. I've not been there. I've heard good things about it. It's relatively new. But even the fact that Crypto.com Arena, home of the Kings and home of the Lakers, although it says here Lakers and Clippers, that's an older venue now, and it's fine, and it's been improved, and it's always been kind of a big stage and showcase down in Los Angeles, and LA Live is right across the street, but there's no way Staples Center here is way up on the list. Dodger Stadium, I'm fine with that. Minute Maid Park, where this is at, we're about a third of the way through. And then you kind of get this middle of the pack here, 31 through 60. Now, this is kind of interesting. Angel Stadium, are you kidding me, at 31? No chance. The Superdome at 39, I understand they've made renovations, they've upgraded it, but that is an old, nothing special about it venue. It's an ugly dome, outside and inside, to be honest with you. Kauffman Stadium, they're trying to replace it. Don't tell the Royals it's one of the top third stadiums in North America. 33 out of 90. They're saying it's falling apart. But yet the ratings are that good. Truist Park, highly regarded as home of the Atlanta Braves. 42. That's only about midway of the 90 total venues here. Kind of crazy. State Farm Stadium for the Arizona Cardinals out in Glendale, literally in the middle of nowhere. Nothing special about it. Ball Arena, home of the Colorado Avalanche, as well as the Denver Nuggets. It's fine at 55. And again, some of these fit. Guaranteed Rate Field, home of the White Sox in Chicago. Yeah, 57. Feels about right to me. Rogers Center at 60. It's old. It's former Sky Dome. They've improved it. I feel like it should be a little bit higher than it is, but there it is at 60. And then we get into the final stretch here, 61 through 90. Wow, MetLife Stadium, not that old. In a big market like New York/New Jersey, 61 really, out of 90. Didn't they just put a ton of money into the former Joe Robbie Stadium, now known as Hard Rock Stadium, and it's still 62 out of 90? Scotiabank Arena, the former Air Canada Centre in Toronto, 64 out of 90. That's a surprise. Delta Center, I know they're going to put some money into it to upgrade it for hockey, but that's 66 out of 90. Not exactly a good rating there. Globe Life Field is only a couple years old. They've hosted a World Series there. 67. It's in the final third. Soldier Field makes sense. They redid it, but they're trying to replace it. Little Caesars Arena, that's not too old. I thought that's a great spot for the Pistons and for the Detroit Red Wings. So I go down the list here. Okay, there's Tropicana Field. The Trop is at 80. And somehow the Oakland Coliseum is at 89. I mean, those two belong 1-2 punch together. And honestly, Tropicana Field is indoors. It should go after the Coliseum, if I'm just ranking them here. And then you kind of get down to the bottom again. You've got Portland's Basketball Arena, Moda Center, And then all the California venues here, kind of all in one bunch between 83 and 89. So let me know what you think about all of this. Let it sink in. By the way, I'll put the link to the BrooksGate original tweet so you can check this out on your own screen in your own time. I wish hockey was included here. That probably would have added another 20-something venues to get it above the 100 mark. But I think, generally speaking, like if I'm going to do trends here, some of them should be higher. Some of them should be way lower, right? And then there's a lot of them in here that are just kind of like whatever. But there are some obvious like hits here, and there's some obvious misses here. But let me know what you think in the comments section below. You made it here to the end of this video. I really appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. That'll greatly help me, this video, and this channel. I would like that. I would also love it if you take just 1 second right now to go down there to hit that subscribe button. That way, I get to see you back here next time.